Welcome to my channel, the Canine Code. You think your dog loves you because they wag their tail when you come home. That's obvious. But right now, while you're reading this, your dog is showing you love in ways so subtle, so quiet that you've been missing them for years. These aren't the grand gestures. These are the whispers, the signals hiding in plain sight that reveal just how deeply your dog has bonded with you. Subscribe to the channel because by the time we reach number 9, you'll never look at your dog the same way again. Number 1, the slow blink. Watch your dog's eyes the next time you're sitting together in quiet, not when you're playing, not during dinner, but in those unremarkable moments when nothing is happening. Your dog looks at you, and then their eyelids lower slowly, deliberately, before opening again. You probably thought they were getting sleepy. Research from canine behavioral scientists shows this slow blink is one of the most vulnerable displays of trust in the animal kingdom. When a dog maintains eye contact and then performs this deliberate, unhurried blink, they're temporarily removing you from their visual field, surrendering their primary threat detection system. In the wild, this would be suicidal. Predators attack in the span of a blink. Your dog's ancestors would never close their eyes in the presence of anything dangerous, which means when your dog slows at you, they're making a calculated announcement that you are the opposite of danger. The physiological mechanism behind this involves the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of the brain that activates during safety and rest. That blink isn't sleepiness. It's your dog's body physically relaxing because your presence has triggered their internal safety protocol. Most owners never notice this because it happens during boring moments. But those boring moments are exactly when your dog is showing you something profound. They're not performing. They're not trying to get something. They're simply existing near you with their guard completely down. And that blink is them telling you they know at a cellular level that nothing bad will happen while you're there. Number 2, the lean. Your dog walks up to you and presses their body weight against your leg. You shift slightly because they're throwing you off balance. You might even gently push them away to regain your footing. What you're missing is that this lean, this transfer of physical weight, represents a biological calculation. Your dog is made about resource dependency and emotional security. Studies on pack dynamics show that wild canines only distribute their body weight onto pack members they trust to bear it. This isn't about physical support. A dog can stand perfectly fine on their own. This is about psychological weight. When your dog leans into you, their proprioceptive system, the network of sensors that tells them where their body is in space, is deliberately creating an interdependence. They're making themselves off balance on purpose. Ethologists have documented this behavior primarily in high-trust environments. And what makes it significant is the vulnerability embedded in the act. A dog that's leaning on you has compromised their ability to react quickly. They can't spring away, can't pivot, can't engage their full range of motion without first disengaging from you. They're choosing a physical configuration that makes them slower and less reactive, and they're choosing it specifically with you. The lean is your dog saying in the clearest physical terms possible that they value proximity to you more than they value tactical positioning. They're betting their safety on your reliability. Most owners register this as clinginess or neediness, but it's the opposite. It's your dog showing you they've done the math on who you are and the equation came out in your favor. Number 3, the vulnerable sleep position. Notice where your dog chooses to sleep, but more importantly, notice how they position their body when they do. Dogs have dozens of sleep configurations, but there's one that tells you everything about how they feel in your home. When your dog sleeps on their back, belly exposed, legs spowed in the air, they're engaging in what researchers call a thermally inefficient, tactically indefensible rest position. From a survival standpoint, this is insane. Wolves and wild dogs curl into tight balls when they sleep, protecting their vital organs and maintaining body heat while keeping their legs positioned for rapid deployment. Your dog's belly-up sleep position does the opposite of all of that. Research published in behavioral ecology journals shows that domestic dogs only adopt this posture in environments where their threat assessment system has essentially shut down. The exposed belly, the spelled legs, the head tilted back, all of these create maximum vulnerability. If a threat emerged, your dog would need several seconds just to right themselves. And in predator-prey dynamics, several seconds is a lifetime. What this means is, your dog has audited your home, run the numbers on every sound, every smell, every pattern, and concluded that nothing dangerous exists here, but it goes deeper than environmental safety. Dogs exhibit the sleep position most frequently in the presence of their primary attachment figure. When your dog sleeps belly up near you, they're not just saying the house is safe, they're saying you are the reason it's safe. The physiological trust required to enter REM sleep in a defenseless position is profound. Your dog is choosing to be completely unguarded because their nervous system has learned through repeated experience that you'll maintain vigilance even when they can't. Number 4, the gentle mouth. Your dog takes your hand in their mouth, not biting, not even applying pressure, just holding. This behavior confuses most owners because it sits uncomfortably between affection and aggression. You might tense up, waiting to see if it escalates, or you might pull away, unsure of the intention. What you're witnessing is one of the most carefully controlled expressions of love in the canine behavioral repertoire. Dogs have a bite force ranging from 200 to 400 pounds per square, and depending on breed, enough to crack bones and tear flesh. Research on bite inhibition shows that adult dogs maintain conscious, active suppression of this force during social interactions with trusted individuals. When your dog places their mouth on you without pressure, they're engaging an intricate system of muscle control and neural regulation. Studies from veterinary behaviorists revealed that this gentle mouthing requires more cognitive effort than simply keeping the mouth closed. Your dog is activating bite muscles while simultaneously commanding them not to engage, creating a state of suspended action. This is not passive. This is not the absence of aggression. This is the active, ongoing choice to be gentle with you. In wolf packs, gentle mouthing is observed almost exclusively between mated pairs and between parents and offspring. It's a behavior reserved for the innermost circle, the individuals a wolf trusts enough to place their most dangerous tool against without deployment. When your dog takes your hand in their mouth and holds it there, soft and still, they're performing an act of emotional exposure. They're giving you access to the part of them that could hurt you and then demonstrating that they never will. The level of restraint required for this behavior represents a profound override of instinct, and your dog is choosing to override it specifically for you. Number 5. The chosen resting spot. You're sitting on the couch, your dog circles the room, sniffs a dog bed in the corner, investigates a sunny patch on the floor, and then walks directly to you and lies down with their body touching yours. You'll probably think they just want to be close. Research on canine spatial behavior reveals something more complex. Dogs evaluate resting locations based on multiple factors: temperature, safety, visibility, and social proximity. Studies show that dogs in multi-option environments consistently choose physically suboptimal locations. If those locations offer closer proximity to their primary human, the dog has a bed specifically designed for canine comfort. They have access to temperature-regulated spaces, safe corners, elevated surfaces. They're choosing none of those things. They're choosing you, even when choosing you means less physical comfort. Behavioral ecologists have documented that dogs will select resting spots near their owners even when those spots are too warm, too cold, too hard, or too bright. Environments they would never choose in the owner's absence. This represents a hierarchy of needs where social connection outranks physical comfort. What makes this particularly meaningful is that sleep and rest are high vulnerability states for any animal. Where an animal chooses to rest reveals where they feel safest. Your dog isn't just lying next to you because it's convenient. They're making a calculated decision that the value of being near you exceeds the value of optimal resting conditions. Every time your dog forgoes the comfortable bed to lie on the hard floor beside your chair, they're telling you that proximity to you is more important than comfort, more important than temperature, more important than every other variable they could optimize for. They're not settling for second best. They're choosing what they value most. Number 6. The waiting position. You're getting ready to leave the house. Your dog watches you put on shoes, grab keys, move toward the door. But instead of following you, instead of exhibiting separation, anxiety, or distress, they walk to a specific spot and lie down. Maybe it's by the window. Maybe it's on the couch with a view of the driveway. Maybe it's right by the door. This chosen waiting position represents a sophisticated understanding of object permanence and return patterns. Research on canine cognition shows that dogs who have formed secure attachments develop what ethologists call confident departure behavior. This is the opposite of anxiety. Studies reveal that dogs with strong bonds to their owners exhibit less stress during departures than dogs with weaker bonds, which contradicts what most people assume. You'd think a dog who loves you more would struggle more with your absence. The opposite is true. Your dog's calm assumption of the waiting position is evidence that they've internalized a pattern. You leave, and you return. This isn't hope. This is statistical certainty built from hundreds of repetitions. The spot they choose is strategic. Research shows dogs select waiting positions that maximize early detection of the owner's return, prioritizing sensory access to the return route over comfort or safety. They're positioning themselves to know the moment you're back, which means the entire time you're gone, they're oriented toward your return. This isn't pathological. This is a dog who has such confidence in your reliability that they can enter a rest state during your absence, while maintaining sensory vigilance for your specific return signature. The waiting position is your dog showing you they've learned you're predictable, that you keep your implicit promises, and that they trust the pattern of you enough to relax into your temporary absence. Most owners see a dog lying by the window and think nothing of it. They're missing a profound statement of faith happening in that chosen spot. Number 7. The soft sigh. You're sitting together, the house is quiet, your dog is lying near you, and then you hear it. A long, deep exhale, not panting, not huffing, just a slow release of breath that seems to empty their entire body. You might not even register it consciously. Research on respiratory patterns in mammals shows that this type of sigh, called a parasympathetic exhalation, occurs when the nervous system shifts from alert to rest. Studies published by veterinary behavior document that dogs exhibit this specific breathing pattern primarily in the presence of their attachment figures and significantly less frequently when alone or with strangers. What's happening physiologically is a cascade. Your dog's amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, has assessed the environment and found it safe. This triggers the vagus nerve, which runs from the brain through the body to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. Heart rate decreases, muscle tension releases, and the lungs expel a volume of air larger than a normal breath cycle. That sigh is not voluntary. It's an involuntary response to the neurological state of feeling safe. Your dog cannot fake this. They cannot produce this sigh on command or deploy it strategically. It emerges only when their brain has genuinely concluded that vigilance is unnecessary. What makes this significant is the conditional nature of the response. Research shows dogs will sigh in safe environments when alone, but they sigh more frequently and more deeply in the presence of specific humans. The addition of your presence creates an amplification of the safety signal. You're not just part of a safe environment. You are the variable that intensifies the safety. When your dog sighs next to you, their body is involuntarily announcing that you are the reason they can let go. That soft exhale is the sound of a nervous system standing down. And it's standing down because you're there. Number 8, the toy offering. Your dog approaches you with a toy in their mouth, not to play. They're not wagging frantically or assuming a play button. They simply bring the toy to you and either drop it at your feet or hold it near you, watching your face. Most owners interpret this as a request for play and feel guilty when they're too busy to engage. What research on canine social behavior reveals is far more complex. Dogs offering toys without play signals are engaging in a behavior ethologists call resource presentation, observed in wolves primarily between pack members during bonding rituals. Studies show that when dogs offer toys without accompanying play behavior, they're not requesting an activity. They're presenting something they value for your acknowledgement. This behavior is distinct from play initiation. The body language is different. The toy presentation is slower, more deliberate. Your dog isn't asking you to throw it, they're showing it to you. What makes this profound is the evolutionary significance of resource behavior. In wild canids, resources are survival. Food, territory, valuable objects. These are protected and hoarded. Presenting a resource to another individual is an act that requires the suppression of possessive instincts. Research indicates that dogs who present toys to their owners without expectation of play are demonstrating a form of social offering, sharing what they value because they want you to acknowledge its importance. The toy has value to them, and they're choosing to bring that value into your proximity. Some researchers theorize this behavior mirrors the wolf practice of bringing food to high-ranking pack members or to nursing mothers. Your dog isn't confused about whether you want their slobbery tennis ball. They're performing a ritual of inclusion, bringing their valued possession into your sphere because you are the center of their social world. When you're too busy to notice the toy offering, you're not just declining play. You're missing your dog telling you that what matters to them, they want to share with you. Number 9, the eye contact hold. Your dog looks at you, and instead of glancing away, instead of scanning the room for the next interesting thing, they hold your gaze. This sustained eye contact lasting 3 seconds or longer contradicts everything we know about canine communication in the wild. Studies on wolf behavior show that direct eye contact between non-bonded individuals is a threat display, a precursor to aggression. Staring is a challenge. Sustained eye contact says, "I'm evaluating you as a potential threat." Dogs inherited this rule from their wolf ancestors, and then they broke it for us. Research published in behavioral neuroscience journals shows that when dogs maintain eye contact with their owners, both the dog and the human experience a surge in oxytocin, the same bonding hormone released between mothers and infants. This is extraordinary because it means dogs have evolved a new use for an ancient behavior, transforming a threat signal into a bonding mechanism. Your dog isn't confused about the original meaning of eye contact. They're choosing to override it. Studies using fMRI scans of dog brains show that when dogs look into their owner's eyes, the areas associated with reward and positive emotion activate. Your face is rewarding to look at. Holding your gaze feels good to them, but it's more than pleasure. It's trust, because holding eye contact still requires the suppression of the original rule. Some part of your dog's ancient brain still registers prolonged eye contact as a vulnerability, and they're choosing to be vulnerable anyway. When your dog looks into your eyes and stays there, they're taking an instinct that says, "Look away," to stay safe, and they're ignoring it. They're prioritizing connection over caution, relationship over self-peak protection. This isn't training. This isn't learned behavior you reinforce. This is your dog making a split-second decision thousands of times throughout. Their life that looking at you is worth the discomfort of violating an instinct millions of years old. Every time your dog holds your gaze, they're choosing you over their own evolutionary programming. 9 signals. 9 moments you've been living through without recognizing what they mean. The slow blink isn't drowsiness. The lean isn't clinging. The vulnerable sleep position isn't carelessness. Every single one of these behaviors is your dog, managing an internal conflict between instinct and attachment and choosing attachment every time. They're overriding self-P protection systems that kept their ancestors alive, because you have become more important than the rules that govern survival. When your dog looks into your eyes, they're not confused about what eye contact means in the animal kingdom. When they present their belly during sleep, they haven't forgotten that predators exist. When they lean their weight against you, they haven't lost the ability to stand alone. They're making choices, conscious calculations about where to direct their trust, and the math keeps coming up. Thanks for watching my video. Subscribe to the channel The Canine Code. Take care.